With me today are Fabian Schöneich from the Portikus in Frankfurt, Dirk de Wit from Flanders Arts Institute. Film Cologne was first initiated last year during the Art Cologne, and at that point we had basically created a very generic sort of model, having a curator select artists present at the fair, represented by galleries at the fair, and we put a call out to ask the galleries to make proposals, and then made a selection of that. I think we had about 85 films and videos that were presented in the Film Cologne lounge, which was located directly before the entrance into the actual fair proper with the halls. This year I wanted to do something a little different, and we invited Dirk de Wit from Flanders Arts Institute to make. The idea was to have you curate it, and then you proposed Philippe Pirotte and Fabian Schöneich from the Portikus, and it looks fantastic. I think after last year's experience with 85 films and videos, which were presented on one projection, one after the other, I think it was an 8-hour-long block that was repeated 3 times, 24 hours, and at the same time screened over French cable television channel, Souvenirs from Earth, which made it possible to view Film Cologne worldwide if you would log in online. So I think it's kind of a relief that we have more of an installation, and that the Film Cologne is also inside the fair proper. Maybe we start with you, and you tell us about sort of your organization, what Flanders Arts Institute does, and
Okay, so normally we don't curate. We are there to help and facilitate the international relations of the artists living and working in Belgium and Flanders and Brussels, but also the arts institutions. So we facilitate, we bring in people, we help, we sometimes invite groups of curators to visit other countries to build networks. And so it's the first time that we got this invitation to really curate. So it was difficult for us because we are there for everybody. It's difficult to choose. And we thought also it would be good to have really people working in the field, having knowledge about artworks, how to present it to an audience, and also how to present film and video in an art fair, because that's the second thing. Artists have been dealing a lot with film and video, much more than you see in an art fair, although a lot of collectors have these films, but it seemed to be difficult to present these artworks in an art fair, because sometimes it needs more time, it needs dedicated spaces. Spaces are expensive and limited, so we know that people then use flat screens. It's not always the best opportunities in an art fair, how galleries deal with films. And we've seen different models, art fairs trying to deal with film and video, which I think is very positive, because it is artworks which are for sale, which are fantastic. So there should be a possibility to give them a good space in an art fair. And the fact that you invited us with a lot of openness in how we could propose and we could dialogue on the form, the design, the selection, the number of films. You didn't give us any kind of limitations, or it was kind of an open invitation, which I think was very nice. And also the fact that you decided to bring this film lounge in the middle of the booths of the galleries, which I think is a very good decision. So I think these positive circumstances made us immediately decide to say yes, we will take this invitation, and we will look for curators who can make the selection, and they know their job. So Fabian and Philippe did a very good job. Maybe you can say
Take
something
over.
about, I don't know.
Maybe you can tell us about the selection, how
it worked. So Philippe Pirotte is Belgian, so it's also a clear choice, I think, of inviting a Belgian curator who knows the scene by heart. And I'm very familiar with the Belgium, and especially also the Brussels art scene. So it was actually great. We had these kind of like two perspectives. He's like very familiar with everything, and I'm more this outside person that knows it from the outside. That was also the starting point. What we want to do, like in general, is the idea to present like a highlight program with famous Belgian artists, or focus on specific projects, only new works. And we decided to not highlight a specific scene and to not focus on a specific genre in video art, or a specific like artist collaborative or collective. So we started kind of like discussing names and ideas, and also based on the idea that's presented on a fair, it was important for us to make kind of an exhibition out of it, to actually create an architecture or a landscape where people and fair visitors can spend some time, get to know the films, watch each single film, and not have to wait actually until like the next one is coming. So the idea was to create this architecture in collaboration with you, with the fair and Maya Vogelreiter, to create an actual show. And so after a discussion, we decided to show like works by Sira Vogel-Brütmann and Ethan Efrat, to Israeli artists that are based in Brussels since already a couple of years. Maggie Rostamova, whom I met at HISC in Ghent recently. Dora Garcia, who produced a piece with Argos. Nicolas Provost, who's a filmmaker and a video artist, but we specifically decided to show a feature-length film of his that was premiered in Venice in 2013, I think.
13 years.
And to actually also present it not on the fair, but in a cinema outside of the fair.
I have some questions to that as well, but
yeah,
we'll come back to that.
Then Johan Crimompré, who is like kind of super well known in Belgium, but technically not really in Germany, which is strange because